Alright, so welcome back to Delayed Coding. In this part, we're going to handle an error when the user can't log in, and also show the snack bar if the user success or either fail when they log in. So in the previous part, we not do it yet. So alright, let's get started. So before doing so, on the previous part we do refactor, but I forgot to refactor one more is called the authentication right here. So because we are doing with this one, instead we not only do the register, we also log in. We cannot call this one register. So what we should call, I think, I'm gonna name this one authentication. Authentication. So for that, wait, I need to open the route. So if there's any change, that's gonna change into this one as well. So I'm gonna call this one authentication. So right now, if I hit save, it should be okay. But it's fine. And instead of call this in the route, we should not call this one as register or login. We call this route is gonna be, let's see. So I'm gonna call this route is gonna be authentication. All right, so I'm gonna get this one. Register, so authentication, authentication. So wait, authentication. Yep, authentication route, and also I'm gonna cut the name in here, also in here as well. So it's a little quite long, but it's better. And then if we go into the protected route, instead of redirect home, protect this one, redirect to authentication route. And in here, we should change the register right here to this one. So now I think everything is fine because we now is going to register. But instead, if we try to go home, it redirects us to the authentication route. Perfect. And next is the container login right here. It's not container login, sometimes it's container register as well. So we're gonna call this one container auth. And then we click save, and we can save this one. And instead of container login, we can container auth right here, and we can change this name right here as well. So I'm gonna go and change the name in the container login here to container auth. Perfect. And in here, use register user. We might not use register user. We use this one to log in as well. Instead of call use register user, I'm going to call this one use authenticate user. Authenticate user. Use authenticate user. We click hit this one and we can save. And then we should change the name as well. So it could be use authenticate user. And then this one is, instead of register user, we're gonna do authenticate user. Authenticate user. So authenticate is a verb, so function it should be a verb, so that should be nice. And also the register right here instead, and then we call authenticate user. And the service, instead of call register, we're gonna call authenticate user. And that should do it, I guess. And then we need to change inside the component right here instead of this one. Now, authenticate user, and in here, and then in here we should use authenticate user right here. So now we need to import it from here. So we want this one to make more sense, like we not only do register and also the this login. We do both so that we should name better. So now I click on GitHub. Again, I think everything should work fine. Then, well, it's worked fine. So perfect. And then I'm gonna this one is like refactor again. So close this one and now we refactor. Perfect. So alright, so for now, when the user is register or login, they didn't know what's happening. Like we didn't prompt any is it fail or it's successful or not. So for that, I'm going to simulate this one. If I'm going to switch it to offline, and the user is trying to push in here, and they didn't know what's happening, like why it's why it's not working, or something like that, like what is going on. So for that, we need to catch an error for this one. And even though we success, we didn't prompt, like we should show the snack bar that tell them like, okay, they are successfully logged in, something like that. So for that, we're gonna do this one, handle an error when user cannot log in, and put a snack bar. So for that, we're going to use the material snack bar, which is right from here, and I'll leave the link in the description from material UI. And for now, I'm gonna copy and paste from this one right here. And what we wanted to do is we want to show the snack bar anywhere in our application. So because snack bar, if I put only in the authentication route, it's going to scope into this one. It's not going to show it in another route, in another place as well. So for that, I'm going to put that inside the app, the custom snack bar. So let's create it. I'm going to create and share. So I'm going to call a component and then custom snack bar. .js. So you can call this anything you want. So alright, so I'm going to paste what from Material UI, and the only thing that you need to do is to install Material UI Lab right here. That's be a alert to use the alert right here. Perfect. So now I'm going to clean this one a little bit that we might don't need. You start right here, we don't need. The button right here, we don't need as well. Alright, so now I'm going to cut this one and this one. And this one I don't need. I interested only alert. So I'm gonna cut this one and paste it right here. And then, yeah, I think that's it for this one. And handle on click, we don't need this one as well. And right now, let's put this one inside our application. So custom snackbar, I think the name right here. Custom snackbar. Okay, so right now we can import custom snackbar. Nope. And we can do custom snackbar. Why show me only this one? So custom snackbar, and we need to import this one. Import custom snackbar from where? Go into source, and we go into share / component / custom snackbar. Perfect. What I can show you right now, if I try to change this one to be false, then if I refresh, oh no, not false. It's already false. I change this one to be true. So then it's going to show me like the success message right here, which is perfect. Alright, so next what we need to do is to create the state for the alert, the snack bar. So we want to update this one when it's going to alert and what is going to alert to the user. So for that, I'm gonna separate the state. So I'm gonna mix. Like I said, I'm not gonna mix things between like the all state. It's gonna do only all state. And then this is gonna be share global. We're gonna use it anywhere application. So that I'm gonna create in the share and then state right here. So I'm gonna do alert state .js. And that is similar to this one. I'm gonna copy this guy and then change this name to alert state. And also this one to alert reducer. And then I'm gonna switch this case. And I'm sorry, this one, it should not throw an error. If like they put it wrong, we should just throw. But I think it's better. Yeah, it should throw an error that we did add some code is wrong, so that we know something wrong as well. And the alert state we should call is alert. Is full and default, and then we can say the message right here as well. That's gonna be, let's say, default. For now, I set a default message. And yeah, so that's it. So for now, we need to inject this one to use anywhere in our application. So for that, we go into injections, similar to this one. I'm gonna copy this guy, and instead of called auth provider, I call alert provider. And in here we need to import the alert state and then the alert reducer. Oh, so the alert reducer and then alert state in here, and then we're gonna pass this one to our contact API, and then it's gonna supply it to any VNF application. All right, next, what we need to do, we need to use create a hook that we can use this one. So we can use the alert provider. So this our code is much cleaner. So I'm gonna copy this one into alert provider. And for this one, I'm gonna return it different from the previous one because I try to let me show you first. So we're gonna do alert state. It's going to be it's not auth, it's gonna be alert inside the injection right here, alert provider right here. So this is an array alert provider right here. So we're gonna do 0 for the the 0. Let's see, it's a use reducer right here. So the 0 is gonna be the reducer, or I think just for now, just return alert this one first. Yeah, just return this one, and then instead call this one use auth. We can call use this one, use auth, use alert provider, and we can put it right here. Perfect. And now we need to go into our custom SnackBar instead of this one. What we could do is to const. This one is like auth state. No, state. Alert state is gonna be equal to the use alert provider, and then this one is gonna be alert dispatch. Okay, perfect. So then we can do this const open. It's gonna be kind of like opens. It's gonna be equal to alert state dot is alert. Yeah, so now I can remove this guy. Probably the set state here we didn't do anything. So then right now we can pass the open into this one, and then it show nothing, which is okay. So for now, I'm gonna change this alert it to be true. Then it's gonna show this one right here. Perfect. And then we need to, when this we click on this one, it should close our SnackBar, and then we're gonna update this one. So for that, we create a case, or we can do this one first. What we're gonna do, we're gonna call alert dispatch right here. Types, this one types close, close alert. That's it. And then in this one, we're gonna case close alert. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna return the state voila, message. No, yeah, return the state is alert to be false. And now if I refresh, it's true, and then if I click, it's gone. Perfect. Okay, alright. And in here, like the auth alert provider, instead of doing this one, let's say I make this a lot of mistakes, but I'm gonna change it soon. As you can see, like the underscore that we don't use right here because we use it as an array. And so for that, I'm gonna return this one instead of this an array, and I'm gonna return this an object. So we can do alert state. That is gonna be from the alert provider index 0. So the index 0 is gonna be the state, and the alert dispatch. So let's say me go into the custom SnackBar, alert dispatch right here. It's from this alert provider in .gov1. And then in here, what we can do is destructure the array. And it's going to work the same way. This one, close. And this one, okay. And then I'm going to change this one later on for this underscore. But I want to show you like this one. Maybe it's like your homework that you might going to change this one inside the OS provider so that we might get rid of the this one right here, the warning. The deprecate node right here is like maybe we use the ref, not this one because we use strict mode, but we can remove that in the strict mode, which is okay. So now we didn't care about that. So now we need to catch an error. So right now we finished the snack bar. I go here, I close. So now we finish the snack bar. So I think it's good practice when you finish something that you can need to commit this one. Git add, git commit dash tada. Let's say snack bar. So then it's good because when you can revert back and then you can know that you can go back to this part and without breaking anything. Okay. So now we need to handle an error when the user is cannot sign in or something like there's some problem with that. So for that we need to go to service. Let's see. Share. No, it's service right here. So one way that we can do is like if there's something like Firebase right here, and then what we can do if we try to catch this one. So when we catch, we get an error right here, an E. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw an error. We're not gonna handle it right here. This is like how we handle this one. So we're gonna throw new error with E, with the message. So this one E.message. So then if something happened, we're gonna throw this one. If not, we're gonna throw just the result. And what we can catch is we can catch that in the feature, or like the authenticate that we're gonna do is the hook right here. So then what I can do is I can do await this one. Or maybe I don't have to do the await. So I can click delete await. I can do .then. Then he is gonna give me the rest. If there's a rest, I'm gonna update the auth to be true. And I can catch in here as well. Catch, got an error. That error that we throw in here, so we can do this one. Let's say update the alert, something like here. So this one we're gonna say update the alert, show the alert or something like that. But for now, I'm gonna console log an error. So which is an error message come from the service. So what I'm gonna do the same thing, simulate this one, go to offline. I think in the website when you offline you cannot access to this one, but because we're gonna use PWA, so that's why I'm trying to like simulate the offline right here. So I click and voila. So now we can get the message that's shown here, an error or something like that. You can see this one. So errors.message. I think it's not a message. Let's see. .error. I think because it's. Let me see about this one. So we're gonna throw new error. We're gonna throw. What if I just throw directly an error? As you can see, it when we offline we cannot access the webs, which is okay. I'm now put back online and I refresh. So then I'm gonna put back to offline and yeah, let me see. Okay, if I try to click and I want to see the console log that we get. Alright, still the same, the new error right here. So as you can see, there's some error with this one. So okay, so then in here, if we successful, we're gonna update the auth to be true, and we can get the rest right here is information of the user. So this one also we can do is like alert user successful. So .toString. So I do not know like what it's going to show me, like this one or what. the E right here. So the E right here is an error, so it's not a message. I think what I can do is like a messaging, message. So yeah, it's gonna be have message as a string. Message is gonna be e.message. All right. Or when we throw an E, we throw a message. Okay, that should be okay. E.message. So we throw this one. All right. So for now, what I can do is to okay. So I'm gonna update this one. So I'm gonna use const. In here we want interested only alert dispatch. Alert dispatch. PAC equal to use alert provider in here. So then what we can do is we can alert this one, type update message. So types, we're gonna alert, let's say open alert, like like start alert, like open alert, start alert, alert user. Now with the payload, let's see. But the payload here is going to be message, so it's going to be successful. And then this one is going to be like enable to proceed. Or maybe I can just get the E right here. Payload is the E. Let's see. Yeah. So for now, and then in the auth state, I'm gonna say case this one. Let's go back to auth service. Let's use this one. What I call alert user, right? So alert user, and then we're gonna return the is alert is gonna be true. So we're gonna alert this one, and then the message is gonna be equal to payload. Perfect. So now if I try the network online, back, if I refresh, okay, this one we should turn this one to be 4. And also in the custom SnackBar, instead of this message, what we can do is we can do the alert state dot message. All right, perfect. I'm gonna save this one. And right now we try to, when it's successful, when it be about to alert user what's going on. So after they're done, and we can see that successful right here. And now I click lockout, that should be okay. And now let's try with this one, offline. If I click, I think it's a bug right here, which is okay, because the reason is like instead of showing the string, we show this one. The payload right here should be like enable. I'm going to call this one enable to proceed. Alright, so this one I'm going to save, and I hit refresh. Or I can turn this one back to online and refresh, and turn this one back to offline. I hope this is gonna work. So enable to proceed, as you can see like that, we can enable for this one. The reason is we throw an error. We throw an error, but we didn't get this one, so we can throw error. All right, so that's okay for this one. We go instead go start a SnackBar right here. What I can do is to do this one is we're gonna do success or alert message. So how do we know it's success or not? In the alert right here. So which one should be that? So for that, we're gonna create the auth state. We're gonna do show like error for our success. So this one we have an error. is error. This error is going to be, let's say, false for now. And also when we alert user, we're going to pass the payload for this one as well. Is error true or false? Otherwise it's going to be like success. So we're going to do like payload dot error. Is error right here. And then in here, instead of this one, we're going to do payload dot message. So we're going to have some message. Going to be successful. And is error, it's going to be false. It's going to be false, yeah. And then in here is the payload right here. I'm going to paste this one. The message is going to be enabled to proceed. Proceed. I'm not sure like I'm going to spell this right, but I hope you don't mind. And then is error is going to be true. So for that, and then we're going to update the state right here. It's going to be like an error or it's not error. So payload right here, and then this dot message. I think we need to match from here, the object right here. And in here we can do alert. If alert, we can do condition. Alert right here dot is error. Then if it's not error, we're gonna show the success. L, if it's error, we're gonna show the error. So now I'm gonna close this one. I'm gonna go online and refresh, and then I can go to offline, and then I click. It's gonna show me an error right here, which is great. And I need to put this one as on close on this one as well, so that it can show me. Alright, so I think that's it for this video, and right now we be able to show the user what is going to happen. And I think maybe this one a little bit long, but I hope you enjoy and I hope you don't mind as well. So alright, so I think that is it for this video, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.